Okay, so we are back and we are almost done fixing the HDR and God of War. Uh, let's get this. Uh, let's get this done. Let me set things up. Things are already looking a lot better, but we still have to fix the black floor and the LUTs and all of that. So let me pop the screen back in. We pop the game. See the game. Oh, I might have to open the game again to. So everything will be safe, right? So I can safely close the game and then.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just close the game. And let me actually finish copying. I didn't copy this right here. Let me copy this. Oh, no, 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 no. I have to copy this and paste it here. There you go. So if you're watching this later offline, you might not understand what we're doing here. So check out the previous stream. This is the continuation. So I got the game open. Let's see if it pops. See if the game works. No, it's not opening. Let me open it as an administrator, see if that works. Because OBS has sometimes an issue showing the game. Otherwise, I would just share the screen so you can see that. Okay, let's see if this time works. So let me know if you guys can hear well the stream. There are any issues. You guys in the chat. I will set up the live chat too in a moment. Got the game open. See if it works. Okay, so yeah, the game is not working. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the screen. Boom. And just do that. So let's get back into it. Here's where we are. So what we did was to so I just copy this thing, just copy this part, which is fixing the LUT, and you told me you were gonna show me how, you said you were gonna show me in a document from short fuse how you figured out this is what you needed to use here, or how to identify that was the wrong part. You're muted.
All right, if you want to scroll back up.
Okay.
What we have here that's in the if zero part, that's all code that's not running. That's the original code that converts it to the RE format, samples LUT, and then decodes it out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? So I wrote if zero. It basically just blocks out the entire comments, the entire code, but leaves it there as like a thing that you can see. That's kind of the point of having it there. So you can see what I wrote or what was originally there, and then I can compare that to what it is afterwards.
Okay.
So if you scroll down a little bit to the else, you'll see the code. So Short Fuse has these like LUT config things, which allows them to create these, which allow you to make the LUT sampling code like much shorter. So you basically create this LUT config. You tell it the parameters. Basically, you're saying this is an REC 800 LUT, and then you tell it what sampler state the LUT is using. If you see the S4, I believe that's what that says. Or no, sorry, S1 underscore S. That is like one of the inputs of the LUT. It's up a little bit, S1 underscore S. It's part of the LUT config.
So where are S1?
Do you see where the LUT underscore config is? right under the else.
Right on the else. Okay, this.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
creating a LUT config. It's basically just a little variable that has all the information about the LUT that we need to know. So the first variable in that is the sampler state that the LUT uses. That's just one of the inputs that the LUT takes, right? The second one is just the strength of the LUT. I have it forced to 1. I'm going to put the slider for the strength afterwards. So for now, it's just going to be forced to 1 here. Then the next thing is the scaling strength. That is for fixing the lac 4, but that only works for SDR LUTs. It doesn't work for the REC 800 LUTs. We have a different method to do that. So right now it's just forced to 0. Then the next two lines are just telling it like what is the input and what is the output format of the LUT. So we convert it into REC 800, sample the LUT, then convert back out of REC 800. So that's why the input and the output are both REC 800.
So
So
can you
that'll,
explain what is RECX 800?
that's just a formula for like converting it into a format. Like you know how PQ converts, all your into like the HDR10 format.
Code
That's just
values.
another. Yeah, it's REC 800 is it's just a different kind of format. That's the format that the LUT uses. An important
Okay.
thing to remember with the LUTs is that the coordinates that they take are from 0 to 1. So REC 800 packs like several thousand nits back down into 0 to 1.
Okay. So, and how did you identify that this was the format that you needed to use, or is this
You
you're
just
gonna use it for everything no matter what?
it's you just have to look at the numbers and then search it in.
These
Uh,
numbers that they use.
yeah, various numbers. You can just search them and then you'll find out that those are the exact numbers in Short Fuse's code.
Oh, so short fuses code shows you that okay, if these are the numbers, then when you were talking about this REC
That means it's
800,
REC 800. Yeah,
and this
that's
is what we
literally
have to use to fix it.
yeah.
Okay.
And then that 64.f there, that is the size of the LUT. And I'll show you how we got that. If you scroll up a little bit to the line, that's the sample line.
Uh huh.
See how it's
Sample line.
multiplying by, yes. See how it says it's multiplying by 984375,
Uh
then
huh.
adding. So that number is 63 divided by 64. You kind of just have to be able to recognize those. If it's multiplying, then adding right before sampling the LUTs, then you can just tell it's a LUT.
And is that
Because
63 divided by 64? Oh, we're talking about 64 what?
that's like
The size
the
of the
size.
matrix?
Yeah, yeah, sort of. That's like the size of the LUT,
And
basically.
64 by
It's
64
64 by
matrix?
64 by 64. It's a 3D
Oh,
texture.
oh, it's a 3D texture. Okay.
And then the 0.0078 is, I think, 127 divided by 128.
Okay.
Or no, sorry, it's 1 divided by 128.
So basically, Short Fuse has identified these numbers.
Yeah,
So then when you see them, you're like, okay, this is what we have to use here. These two things,
yeah.
and this
Well, no,
one,
sorry. Those two numbers were for the LUT size. That was how I got 64 at the bottom. The other numbers in the entire code, like that whole curve that they're applying to the LUT, that is the REC 800 curve.
these numbers here.
The ones before it, that's the decoding to get it back to linear. The part
Okay.
before sampling blood is encoding into REC 800.
All these the code RCC 100.
Yeah, this is all decoding,
Uh-huh.
and the stuff before it is
Encoding.
encoding.
Okay, okay, I see.
So that's the
But is
curve that
this written? Is this written in the code, or this is
no,
something
that's not
you
code.
did?
That's a comment that I wrote
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
actually.
That's a comment that you did. That was not there, of course.
Yeah.
So okay, okay. Well, which number you were saying? So this
Yeah,
doesn't
you just
tell
have to
you.
look at. You basically just have to look at those numbers and then see what the 5.555 stuff. That's like the immediate thing that I saw, and I was like, oh, I know that number. That's from
Okay,
Ari.
so show me now where is that short fuse document that shows okay this is what you have to um,
Okay.
do.
So if you want to open the pane on the Explorer pane in VS Code, Control B.
So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, Control B is to open.
Okay, Control B. Control B.
Yeah, and then scroll down all the way until you get to the shaders folder.
Shaders folder.
It's outside of src/games. Scroll up a little bit. Yeah, that is the shaders folder right there. And go to color.hlsl. It's alphabetical, so color is before dice. Scroll up a little bit. Scroll up more.
Colors.
Yeah, color.hlsl.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah. Double click. You can open that. And then Control F. Just type in C800 and you'll see all the numbers.
Okay. C800.
Yep, those are the numbers.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then you see these numbers here, 555. Okay, I see. So you notice, okay, this is what I have
Yeah.
to
I'm
use.
pretty sure when I originally showed it to Short Fuse, I literally just showed him the code and he said, "Oh, that's already C800." Like he just off the top of his head saw the numbers and immediately knew.
Okay. So then, let me ask you. So this first line of code, this is what this is what actually fixes the.
No, that's not the part that fixes it. That's just
No.
the part that just Control W to close.
Yeah. Yeah, I opened it intentionally
Oh,
to
you
show
okay?
what was the
Yeah, that's
what was the.
creating like a little config where you type in like what your parameters for the LUT are, and then the line right after it samples the LUT using those parameters.
Oh, so
So
this is for this, for this. So you
set,
can
it's
type in
set
here.
up so that you know what the LUT is, so that you can use Short Fuse's own function for it.
Sorry, you cut when you started. So this is to create this, to have this.
To have a
Uh,
config, it's basically the line right after it uses that config and tells us, okay, this is what we want to do, like with this LUT. This is the format that it's in. This is the sampler state that it's using, um, and this is the size. Like all those things are part of this config.
part of this config,
Yes.
like this S1 underscore S.
If you scroll back up to the LUT to where it's sampled in the code, like the original code,
Uh-huh.
it's dot sample level S1 underscore S. That is the sampler state. That's an input that the LUT uses.
This one. So the input that the lot uses.
Yeah.
So
It has the that and then it has the coordinates.
so basically when you say the input that the lot uses means that you enter a number that's to search, it's like a coordinate to search the.
The next parameter r1.xyz is the coordinates. S1 underscore S is the sampler state, which has various like parameters in it, like how to handle like filtering and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so this is the coordinate XYZ,
Yeah.
and then this is something I don't understand. So basically, these what does this does to basically ex, to
It,
like show which kind of coordinates are we using here? Like how are you?
well, that's not the coordinates. The coordinates that the LUT takes is the color itself before applying the LUT. That's the sampler state. It just has various like parameters in it that the LUT needs.
Okay, but my question is this first line here. How do you know?
That's
Okay, I
that's
have to
all.
use this.
That's not one line. That's not the entire line. Everything under it, up until 200 or 393, that's all one single line. See 393, line 393. I might not be reading the numbers right.
Yeah, 390. Yeah, this is one line.
Sorry, two more lines after it. That's the entire line.
Oh, so
That's
let
all.
me ask you.
See the semicolon at the end. That's when the line ends. It's just formatted in a way that's easier to read because otherwise it would go all the way to the right of the
Oh, I
page.
see, I see, I see.
The semicolon is the very end of the line.
Oh, that's because I see this bracket starts here. This is where it ends. So all this
Yeah,
thing is inside. Okay, okay, I see, I see what you're
yeah.
saying. Um,
So that's one single line.
one single line. Okay. Okay,
Has
well, I will try to understand that later. But the thing is, you identified we're using this RE800, and so then you're gonna replace it. Now, what was wrong with the game did?
code is fine. It's just that it's a lot of code, and we can condense
Okay.
it down to something that's easily readable.
So basically, this is not like changing the or
Yeah,
fixing the HDR. It's
yeah.
just making it more elegant.
So it's easier to understand. So that
Easier.
then the few lines after it are the actual fix. That's in
Okay.
the if statement where it says if color grade scaling. That's where the actual fix is located.
Okay. And of course, for this fix to work, we have to be already in this. We have to be using these variables and this stuff, right?
We wouldn't necessarily need to, but it makes it like easier to understand what we're doing.
Okay. Okay. So this part that I just copy here, that fixed the black floor. I see here correct black
Yeah.
and
So
the
yeah,
color grading.
yeah. I'm basically just using a function that Shortfuse made, the LUT correct black function. You basically pass into it. What you do is you pass the color black 000 into the LUT, and then it spits out a number that's not 000 because the LUT's raising the black. So what?
Mm.
So based on that value, that tells us how much the LUT is raising the black, and then the correct black function uses that value to then do its
Remap.
math.
Remap.
Yeah,
Do let's say okay. Every time you see these, do the math to remap the entire black floor, the lower end of the
yeah,
guy's
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, it sounds good. So then, what else do we need? So I already saved this. Can I see the difference on
This
the
is
game
the
right now?
no. This is the original. You didn't? Did you paste it?
Yeah, I did.
There's
I
one
did.
more line above that you need to that I forgot to tell you to paste. So if you go back to the
So
zip
all these
file,
errors is because I'm missing.
one line where we declare the LUT input color
Oh, okay. Okay.
variable. So go back to the other sample LUT file. Scroll
Mm-hmm.
up to right before the pound if. See that LUT input color? That's the
Okay.
one line we missed.
Okay. So before the if.
And then
Um,
all the way up, you gotta scroll up all the way
okay,
to right
right here.
before the pound if.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
right here. Okay.
So that
Well,
should
actually,
fix the
I'm gonna put
control.
it together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it together here soon. Okay. So I'm gonna
Control
save
S.
this. Control S. Okay, and there's also another. I see like another error here too.
That's not an error. It's just a warning.
That's not an
It's
error. Okay.
yeah. It's just saying that like there's like a clearer way to write that stuff so that it's just giving you a suggestion. Really, it's not like an error.
Okay. Okay. So what else do we need to fix? Oh,
There was one line before the LUT input color that adds the sliders that we didn't. So you gotta paste that into as well, I guess.
the slider.
Yeah,
These ones.
highlights. Yeah,
Only these.
yeah.
Okay.
So that just goes right before LUT input color.
Yeah, I see. So we're gonna be here. So this is just additional. We're not replacing anything.
Yeah, that's just adding new sliders to the game. Control
Okay.
S. And yeah,
Control
that's
S.
I believe those are the only changes I made.
Okay. Well, now let's.
Wait, hold up. Sorry, there's one more thing after that I forgot to mention.
Okay.
Go back to the. So if you scroll down after the if statements, the pound if and pound else, pound end if,
Mm-hmm.
those last two lines are the sliders to control the LUT strength.
These two.
Yeah,
These two lines.
yeah.
So I'm gonna go after the end if. Right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Control S.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all the changes I made.
Okay. So let's see it. Let's see it in action. game. And God of War is fixed then. So now is this all of it? Like, are we getting all the sliders and everything?
We just have to remember that one line, that block of code that I had commented out earlier. You would need to comment that back in to set up the sliders for the
Oh,
actual
I remember,
project.
yeah. So let me go. So you're
Yeah,
talking about
you have the code covering the thing, so I
yeah,
can't.
on this one. Yeah, I remember this one's right here.
Yeah, that's when you build the actual project at the very end.
Uh-huh. So not here.
So
Not
you don't
here
need
on
to
the
edit.
share age.
You don't need to edit, change anything here yet. I mean, those are the things that you want to re-enable when you want to when you want to build the actual project. But if you want to test out the scaling, it should be
Okay.
working right now.
Okay. So let's try. Let me get this out of the way. Let's try the game. Let's go here. Let's load the
Now
shaders.
the Lilium analysis, go to like a dark part so you can see where the raise is before you
Yeah,
click load.
yeah. So now here, I would just load the shaders because
Don't
I
click
opened
it
the game again, so nothing is showing.
yet. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess go ahead.
Okay, load the shaders. Okay, so that
Go ahead into
is,
the shaders window. Make sure that it compiles marked any errors.
yeah, is
Yeah,
green.
yeah. So
Okay.
what you can do is go to like a dark part. So
Mm-hmm.
then open up the HDR analysis. I guess here is fine. It actually shows it fine here.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, if you you can toggle specific shaders back and forth if you want. If you go back to the dev kits window and then click, see how there's a drop down that says file. The drop
Mm,
down that's in the shader list, like in the list, there's a column for in the not there, like the actual in the window list that shows the two shaders that you
uh-huh.
uploaded. The drop
So
down
I'm
with
missing
file.
one. I'm missing.
No, we only had two.
Yeah, I know. I know. We only have two, but where is the? Oh,
Where's
file.
the
This. Oh, this is okay. Oh yeah, to go back to the original. You mean?
yeah?
Okay.
So the
You have
LUT
to
one
go
we
back
want to
and forth.
yeah.
Okay.
The
Let's
LUT one you can
go.
change.
So change. This is the main one.
Sample LUT is the only one we want to go back and forth really.
Okay.
We just want to see the black fix change.
Okay. Let me pop the HDR analysis tool.
You got to double click file. It's annoying, but you got to click file again to.
So it's original. What do I have to do? Click file.
Just click load shaders. Just click load shaders.
Oh, okay. Okay. Load shaders.
You might have to double click it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
I see the difference. Yeah. Yeah. See, original is lifted.
You have to click
File.
file.
Then I have to click again. Yeah,
You
I
don't need to
see.
click. You don't need to even click file. Just do load shaders.
Yeah. So original. Let me just load shader. No, it
Load
actually
shaders
has.
twice. It takes like a double click.
Oh, I see. Is that like a bug?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I see now. The black floor goes back to perfect now with the original. I still see. If I look at the Lilium's minimum, it says not zero. So if I go
It's not
load,
necessarily going to go to zero all the time, but it'll be like much closer.
yeah, yeah, but it's going to zero. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is going to zero. Yeah, this is perfect.
Yep.
This is perfect. Man, the
Yep.
difference is just absolutely huge. I mean, just absolutely huge what they did here. Was so messed up.
Yep.
So before, I mean, any final thoughts before we end the stream? I'm gonna do some before and after, of course. We're gonna read some of the comments. Let me get the chat on screen here real quick. Uh, Let me pop the chat. So, look, I know this was very, very long. Probably for very, very few, very, very few people. This is very advanced stuff. We have a lot to learn. I still appreciate um, everyone that check out the video, even just out of curiosity. The idea is just to get started, gain some momentum, uh, learn. At the beginning, when you start learning something new at the beginning, it is very, it can
Yeah.
be very intimidating.
The way I
But
originally learned was literally by copying and pasting stuff that Short Fuse did in Fallout 70 or Fallout 4, pasting that into Fallout 76, and then just kind of learning as I go along.
yeah, but the thing is, you know, people's what we have to understand is that learning is it takes some time. You cannot expect like immediately just right away. Oh, I understand everything. I'm just gonna start fixing games, and it's gonna be super quick and easy. See, nothing that's great was easy to do. Okay, so we have to understand this is not gonna be easy. It's gonna take some effort, and that's fine. That's just the way everything works. Um, so we have to just accept the process. Right now, I mean, I understood. I have some idea of what's going on, what we're doing. I have some vague idea. I have a bunch of questions, but that's perfectly fine. I
Yep.
I understand that's the process. So today I got, let's say, 5%. That's fine. We have to start somewhere. Um, but I think this is so worth it. And look, even if maybe you think, oh well, man, if I just want to play a game with good HDR, I just download the mod. Why would I spend so many hours doing this? Other people can do it. Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, if we get into this stuff, we keep learning. We just see you just need to start gaining momentum and start making some progress. You could end up just just improving and keep improving and then end up with a much better future career. You can make a career out of programming and coding and all that stuff. So this is great. The fact that we have here Musa, which I don't know what his background is, what he does. um, Regardless, he knows a lot and he has put a lot of work and effort into this stuff. The fact that we have him here sharing all the stuff that he knows and spending the entire day just sharing this, it is just absolutely unbelievable that we have him, Short Fuse, and everyone that knows about this stuff. We have to be grateful for that and try to um, use it to our advantage. This is fantastic. So I hope that you see it that way, and you see the value of it and the benefit. So yeah, we can fix some games, but this is more than that. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a lot more than that. We're
Same.
learning very useful, very.
Yeah. For me, I prefer like modding games to playing them a lot of the time. I do genuinely enjoy like understanding what they're doing, like in the code under the hood. I find it pretty fun, actually.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I
Yeah.
mean, when you see the final result, I mean, this game was just an absolute mess. So when you go from an absolute mess to something that looks great, I mean, this is just incredible. So let me pop the chat. I mean, you if you can read the chat and
Yep.
answer some comments or any thoughts you have. I'm gonna pop the chat here on screen, and then we're gonna do final thoughts and finish. So I'm gonna pop these. Okay, we popped the. I'm gonna pop the chat here.
Okay,
Um,
looks like some guy left a comment, but I think he left the chat because I can't add him right now.
okay,
Add him
so I.
now. So Bruno said the game was not recorded in RE Camera Log C. They could have just implemented the BT2100 function for EOTF. No LUT needed. The LUT is the color grading. It's not the function that applies the what do you call it? The the display output, the EOTF. So the LUT was, for whatever reason, they decided to use the RE log C800 format for the LUT. They could have done what do you call it? They could have done the LUT in a different format, but you know that is the format of the LUT. They do the color grading in that, and then they move on to going back to linear, and then uh, they tone map a little after the LUT also. They do some more stuff, and then afterwards, the BT 2100 EOTF is the PQ encoding is at the very end.
Now let me ask you one thing, Musa.
Yep.
If you show, I mean, do you have a way to reach out to the developers of this game and be like, hey, look, I fixed the HDR on this game for you?
I mean, I could
Uh,
send an email or something, but I don't think they most likely wouldn't respond, just because they don't they're not just going to respond to one random person. Another thing is that they're going to see it's reshade and assume it's just like one of those shitty shaders and not like an add-on. So they might also just like see reshade and be like, "Oh, this is nonsense," because that's just kind of the reputation reshade has. Because people make a bunch of they make like shitty shaders, so they might just see that and assume it's like nothing good, right? So I mean, there's like I know one person like that's like an actual developer. That's the developer remedy. If like I mean, maybe I could ask him to reach out for me, but probably won't get anything out of it.
but I think, yeah, I understand. It's difficult to, first of all, find the right person to reach
Yeah,
out. That's very difficult to get an answer. I understand. But the thing is, ultimately, if we find the right person and they actually see that you're actually fixing the code the right way, this is not like you tweaking reshade looking at the game like what I was trying to do for a very long time, which it's perfectly fine. I mean, we do what we can to try to fix the games, but this is really really fixing the game and in a transformative way. I strongly believe if you can reach out to the right person and they see what you did, they should not only fix their code, it will just be copy and paste your work. They should also pay you for it. And we're talking about they should definitely pay you for it. The difference in the quality is absolutely huge. And why not fix God of War? This is a major game. This is a game made millions of dollars.
yep.
And I mean, they can't they just send you, I don't know, $50,000 for your work and say thank you very much. Here's God of War HDR remaster for everyone. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I strongly believe um, you should focus on it. I'm gonna try my best to learn how to do this, and I'm gonna try my best to share that with everyone and to raise awareness. But I think we should definitely um, try to reach out to the developers because this is fixing the code. This is not a reshade preset to make the game look nice. You literally change the code and fix the HDR, and you did it a lot better than the developers. A lot better. Like
Yep.
this is just absolutely incredible. So if we go
I
some
think
back and okay, go ahead.
the important thing is that that Discord server that we have, if we can actually get developers into it, like we have one developer that worked on the Talos principle. He like did all the HDR stuff for that. He's in the Discord server. We
Mm-hmm.
have another person. I don't. He didn't do like the HDR stuff, but he is a developer that works on the what is the engine that Ubisoft Massive uses?
Mm-hmm.
Snow
Ubisoft, the
Ubisoft.
Snowdrop engine.
I think it's Snowdrop Engine. Yeah, there's like a developer that works on that. He's on that server. So I mean, if we get actual developers on the servers, then you know we can have really good results.
Yeah, with good results, and to send you, they should send you a check too. I mean, they should definitely speak with their boss at Santa Monica or whatever, and say, hey, we got the game fixed at the code at the source level. We could just copy this code, fix it, and pay for it. I mean,
Yeah,
what is $50,000 for Santa Monica? Absolutely nothing. I mean, that's like pennies. So why not? It Wouldn't you like to get $50,000 for your work or
yep.
more? I mean, it's just a no-brainer. So just check this out before, after. So when I click here, load the shaders. This is applying both, or do I have to make sure? Let me go load. Oh, let me make sure we're getting the. Is this 1000 nits peak brightness? Let me make sure I'm getting all the. So I have to change this. Yeah, we have 1000 nits peak brightness, 203 nits for the highlights. So, I mean, any final thoughts before we finish the stream?
So that was one of the easier mods in general. It does get more complicated